So hey guys, it's Zions again, more Black Ops 2, and I'm using this gameplay primarily as a demonstration of what I want to talk about today, which is map design. Woo! But more specifically, I want to talk about Modern Warfare 2 map design, because I've been playing Modern Warfare 2, as I still think that's one of the best CODs to date, despite everything that was wrong with that game. Commando, noob tubes, overpowered everything, one-man army. I could go on, I suppose. But I posted a Modern Warfare 2 gameplay on a channel called Legacy Gaming Hub. Some of you probably know of it. And one of the things that I mentioned, or didn't mention, was the noob tubes. But of course it comes up with the comments, because you can't talk about Modern Warfare 2, at least mostly on the console, though I have seen it on PC, without talking about one-man army danger close noob tubes, with Commando as the third tier perk, because if you're gonna be a bitch, why not do it all the way? But as I got to thinking about that, I got to thinking about what about Modern Warfare 2's maps lended itself to tubes. And I thought, well, a lot of them have really long lines of sight with some really open areas, but some good walls to bounce your really high explosive tubes off of. And I thought to myself, well, what if they had Black Ops 2 type maps, where it's all really tight quarters, it's all submachine guns, you die quickly, Modern Warfare 2 quick, I think, and where in most cases you need either a direct impact or something else to kill with an explosive, and where there is in fact Flak Jacket as a perk instead of an equipment like Blast Shield in Modern Warfare 2. And I thought, well, did Modern Warfare 2's maps create noob tubes as a problem beyond the simple perk combination? And I think that part of it is yes. The answer is partly yes, because the maps, like I say, a lot of them had some good long sight lines. Afghan, Trailer Park, Terminal, don't get me started on Terminal, Scrapyard. Many of the maps were big. Long sight lines, good for sniping, good for most gameplay styles, which was good because a lot of people play COD differently. But much in the same way that Black Ops 2 creates the SMG problem with its tight, close map design and its powerful hipfire, Modern Warfare 2 created its tube problem, not just with the perks, like I say, but also with the maps. But I have to think, because I know that Infinity Ward are smart, they created a multi-billion-dollar business with a single title, COD 4, and then created a even bigger multi-billion-dollar business with Modern Warfare 2, and made Activision the monster it is today. And so what I'm getting at here is that the people at Infinity Ward, or the old Infinity Ward, they weren't stupid, not by a long shot. And as far as game designers go, I think they had a little more clout than the people at Treyarch do. Nothing against Treyarch, but they have to deal in a very limited space that Infinity Ward built, not that they built. So they're stymied, they're pigeonholed a little bit in what they're able to do. People in Infinity Ward revolutionized the gameplay community with COD 4. They did it again with Modern Warfare 2. Treyarch has only had the opportunity to evolve that formula. They haven't had a chance to revolutionize it. And I don't think they revolutionized it with Black Ops 2, despite all of their attempts to do just that. Now, I give Treyarch a lot of credit. They tried to completely recreate COD every year. They had World War II in a completely new setting, completely new storyline, completely new weapons, for the most part. Black Ops, almost all weapons were completely remodeled, reanimated, re-sound captured. Same for Black Ops 2, reanimated, remodeled, and re-sound captured. Now, they did use some animations from Infinity Ward for things like the Scar. The Scorpion Evo I'm using here does use a modified UMP animation, but I think you follow me. And all this extra R&D that Treyarch has to do doesn't allow them to balance the core game as much, and they only made 14 maps. There were 12 core maps with Black Ops 1, which tells me that they did a whole lot more work doing other things with the game. Infinity Ward, with the Modern Warfare brand, it didn't have to do so much. They had the same characters, the same basic guns, they just had to make new maps and rebalance a few things. But they did things like customizable kill streaks and the nuke. And so it gets me thinking that they knew about noob tubes, because they're not stupid, not by a long shot. I think the people in Infinity Ward, new and old, understand the community a lot better than we give them credit for. They know how people are going to play, they know how people are going to bitch about how people are going to play, and they know that if they put these things in the game, people are going to use them. And the old argument is, well, if it's in the game, I'm going to use it. But I think that the one-man army noob tube commando, that was there for a reason. And this may make you hate Infinity Ward even more than you already might, which is fine, really, because some people hate Infinity Ward, some people hate Treyarch, some people hate Call of Duty. I did for a long time. And so the question this all begs is, why would they put something that quote-unquote broken in the game? And I think the answer is simple. They needed an equalizer. They needed something for the bad players to use in order so that they could actually do well. And I know that Infinity Ward is known for making their games really noob-friendly, but how do you make a business out of a video game without making it friendly to new players? You don't. That's why Dark Souls and Demon Souls, while as good a games as they are for the hardcore crowd, the hardcore old-style RPG crowd that wants an unsurmountable challenge that, once surmounted, brings this great sense of pride in your accomplishment. Call of Duty has never been about that. Well, maybe it was in COD 2, and maybe it was a little bit in COD 4, but there was martyrdom and 3 frag in that game. So the people in Infinity Ward, understanding as they do and did, that they need to make their game friendly for both the good, bad, and average player, are putting a whole bunch of things in the game to do just that, and Treyarch is building on this. Going back to Modern Warfare 2, you had the things like the FAMAS, the M16, the FAL. These were guns that took aim to use, simply because with the FAMAS and the FAL and the M16, they were semi-auto or burst weapons, meaning that you had to actually have good aim to kill with them. Then you have guns like the UMP and the ACR, which are easier to use, but less forgiving than, say, a noob tube from across the map. And then you have the powerful kill streaks that are rewards for all players, not just the good players, not just the bad players. They are there to reward every player. No matter what mechanic they use, Infinity Ward wants people to play their game the way they want to play it. And if that means you have to tube, well, they've planned for that.